I saw a video of Lookman at the airport.
Yeah.
And it was just him and like
And
two other people.
Yeah. And nobody.
The African Footballer of the Year is coming back to Nigeria, and the airport is. I've seen more people turn up for Big Brother Nigeria contestants at the airport than Lookman.
Yeah. Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the Heat Podcast brought to you by Pulse Sports Nigeria. I am your host, David Ben, and I am not alone. I have my delectable host with me. It's a full gang today in the house. Everyone's on ground today. Tosin was greatly missed in the last episode, but she's back. She's back. Say hi. Say hi to everyone, Tosin.
Hi, except Ifeanyi.
What's going on?
Wow.
What's happening?
What's going on? What's the tea?
tea?
What's the tea? Let's know. What's the tea? What did Ifeanyi do?
A little birdie, or should I say a big birdie?
All right, you know what? Since we're here, Tosi, please tell us what happened when United lost the Europa League final. What happened?
That's
to you?
true. That's
we were
true.
asking why you're not
A lot
here,
of people were asking, like, why did you just go AWOL like after that game? Like,
we're
what,
just
what
like
happened?
just
Okay,
tell
I
us what
wasn't
happened.
told that there will be a production the following day, so I missed it. I'm sorry, guys.
Wow. We're perfect.
I mean, guys, if you believe that,
Very nice.
just
If
keep
you
it
believe
moving.
that, I have
Well
two
played.
yachts to sell to you. Two very big yachts. Anyway, guys, how are we doing? How's everyone doing? It's the off season. Nothing's really
Yes.
bubbling, but like any.
I mean, it was a good one. I personally got cooked because of I was cooked for my opinion.
The last time.
But it is what it is.
And I think I don't know if the producer is going to allow this, but I think this is something that we need to actually, even if possible, maybe share as a cut. But we need to actually explain to our audience that this is not. I don't want to say there's nobody here on this set who's an analyst, like a core sports analyst. We are
just
journalists.
we're just giving our opinion.
Yeah, and we're giving our
so-
opinions. And this is not the podcast. If you're looking for core analysis, it's not here. It's not the Heat. We have a lot of other shows for you. There's Crossfire. There's
Only football.
Only football.
Like,
yes.
this is where we come to discuss like strictly
The
vibes.
lifestyle part, yeah.
Like, that's
Strictly
just the
vibes.
name, Heat.
So when I see a lot of people doing some kind of think pieces in the comment sections or dropping theses or saying, "Oh, these people," no. If you're looking for serious football, there are other shows for that. You can go follow on that. But if you're looking for vibes, off-pitch drama, gossip, and everything that happens to the footballers outside of the pitch, then this is the place for you. Speaking of which, it brings me to the topic of conversation for today. So the CAF Player of the Year, Ademola Lookman of Atalanta in Serie A, was in Lagos recently, and he showed off his, prestigious award to fans on Lagos Island. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't read the mainland chat, but anyways, it's fair. But no disrespect to those staying on the mainland, but like, I'm in. But so he came to the island, showed off his awards, and there were a lot of conversations. Like, the video sparked a lot of reactions on Twitter, or now known as X, and people, brought back the whole same old narrative or rhetoric, or I don't want to say it's a rhetoric, but it's a narrative that why are we not seeing this much hype with Ademola Lookman like we saw with Osimhen when he came to Lagos to show off his CAF award? Like, why is the energy not? I say energy not the same. Why is it a little bit different? Do you guys actually even think it's really different? I know we've had this conversation here before, but not really on a scale like this. Because at that time we said, okay, maybe it was too early for Lookman. He just came. I mean, he has a lot to do before he gets to Osimhen status. Will Lookman ever get to Osimhen status? That's one question I want to ask. That's one. And two, why are our influencers who are, really love football and, hype our players, not hyping Lookman the same way they're hyping Osimhen? Does anyone have, anything to say on that?
Well, first of all,
are we overthinking? First of all, are we overthinking this thing?
No, I mean, like,
not.
it's in front of our eyes. So like, it's happening. We're seeing it. So I don't think there's any overthinking happening here. We're seeing it. We saw. Look, unless we want to tell lies, we saw what the vibe was when Osimhen, we saw what the vibe was. We've even seen some with Boniface as well. We see what the vibe is.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. So, I think Lookman, people have tried to say, oh, you know what, his upbringing, the UK, London. The thing is, Lookman has not aligned himself with the influencers, the people who would say, have a louder voice in the social media space. He hasn't aligned. I mean, I saw Boniface do a stream with Pella, you know. So Lookman hasn't. And look, this is not me saying Lookman has to do that. I'm a huge fan of Lookman. I've always been a fan of Lookman, even when he was at Fulham and the rest of them. So I don't even think he has to do it. So this is what I feel, right? I think Lookman has gained organic love from Nigerians, right? Like Nigerians love Lookman. It is organic. He hasn't had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He hasn't had to like go clubbing with influencers. He hasn't had to do live stream with influencers. This is like the love that we have for Lookman.
Yeah.
So, but because he hasn't done those things, right?
Yeah.
His recognition is not as loud as it should be on social media. If you're that type of person, if you care about what social media, it's not. I mean, look, Osimhen scores one goal. It's it's everywhere. Osimhen's fan base, to be fair, is crazy.
Yeah.
But Osimhen does anything, it's everywhere. Lookman has organic love. Like we love Lookman for what he's doing. None of us has gotten any money. I mean, not that I know of. I don't know if you guys have been paid. You know? Yeah. I can never tell because this is looking too fresh. Maybe I should get some money. But I don't think Lookman hasn't had to do any of that.
Yeah.
So, I think him going to Lagos Island is like reflective. Like that's where he considers home. Yeah. He's gone there. He's shown off you see how people came out to celebrate with him. It wasn't something where they had to DM some people 5 million, 3 million to share money
or something.
He hasn't had to do any of that. Nobody has come out to say,
are you saying Osimhen shared money for people to come out?
I haven't said that. What I've said is nobody has come out to say, Lookman gave me 5 million to share for 10 people.
But has anybody come out to say that Osimhen gave them 5 million to share to
not
people?
Osimhen, but I've heard that a couple of footballers have said,
really?
Boniface has done a giveaway,
take 5 million and share for 10
they
people.
Do giveaways. Even Super Falcons players actually do giveaways to sometimes to their followers.
I look, it feels like we're kind of sugarcoating it. Look, to the best of our knowledge, Lookman hasn't aligned himself financially with the people that he needs to align himself with to get to gain that kind of traction on social media. That's just what I would say.
Before anyone else says something, I want to just chip this in. He's the African Player of the Year. That's like the biggest achievement you can ever achieve as a footballer.
As an African footballer.
Much less in Nigeria. So I think he's right now, Lookman should be seen as that guy. Like, you're the king of African football. But since he's won that award, I've not I don't want to say the aura or the that status, it's not really been ascribed to him. Like we still see him as that guy that he can just play football. He's so talented. That's it. You're not the best. Osimhen is still the king. You get, but I mean, technically, Osimhen's been dethroned, from being the African best. Now it's Lookman. So I think equally we should I expected to see people really place him that high, but I don't. For some reason, Lookman cannot be placed higher than Osimhen in the social space. I don't know why.
Let me add to that point. Sure. I saw a video of Lookman at the airport.
Yeah.
And it was just him and two other people.
And nobody.
The African Footballer of the Year is coming back to Nigeria and the airport is... I've seen more people turn up for Big Brother Nigeria contestants at the airport than Lookman. Lookman was sitting down with two people and one guy holding a bag and I'm like, that's the CAF Player of the Year.
Maybe he doesn't want
I've seen people turn up for Erica and Nengi and all of those people at the airport more than Lookman. I don't know. I guess it's just...
when we had this discussion before, and Izu's not here now, but he did say that Lookman needs to create a... what's the thing? Every player has to have this common ground that where you meet Nigerians halfway. That this thing that brings you closer to Nigerians. What Osimhen is his grass to great story. Yeah, that's what Nigerians saw and fell in love with and embraced. But Lookman doesn't really have that grass to great story. Do you feel like maybe because he doesn't have that grass to great story, the Nigerians don't feel like, or maybe some would feel, you were born, you had opportunities. I mean, you were born in the UK, you played football, that you didn't really have to. Some will feel, you didn't have to really struggle. You don't know how it is in Nigeria. So this success that you've had, you didn't really have to really work so hard for it because you did it abroad. So I'm just saying, like these are like things that certain people will look at. Do you think that's part of what's contributing? People feel like, Lookman didn't really have to. He doesn't have a grass to grace story.
Not really, because I just feel like it's sad in a way because in other countries like Portugal, England, Spain, you don't need to do giveaway for your people to hail you when you do well.
Yeah.
But Nigerians, money, poverty mixed together, they need something for them to be able to praise you. Because on a normal day, everyone should be able to rave about their player. Or you see England players, most of their fans overhype them. That's why you just land with one that you are wondering who brought this guy to my club. So, but in Nigeria, Kudi must drop.
Yeah.
Before
So we
they
only
can
are
know
you saying the Nigerian
So-
fan base only hypes those who drop money?
No, they will hype you to some extent.
Okay.
It's not
I
even
can-
the fan base now.
So if Lookman scores today, I can say, oh, congrats. He just maybe I can just tweet, oh, Lookman scores for this thing. But when someone has given me money, like extra tip, or I have like a connection with him, of course I'll be like, the best player in Africa. I would drop like 10 tweets. Recently, Osimhen flew in, Tunde Ednot, VDM,
Larry,
what's this guy?
Smolly.
Larry,
Wow.
Smolly. They were all
They even they did, I think, photo shoots.
Yes, they
I don't
were
know, it was
smiling
crazy.
like.
So can you see why?
So
It was
I think
crazy.
that
I
with
was
such,
like, wow,
with such
really?
a thing, obviously, people. I mean, the people there. These people are bloggers. Most of them. Some are influencers. Some are very known. That's why once you see, you cannot talk about Osimhen and VDM will not attack you. You cannot talk about Osimhen and Tunde Ednot will. But
true,
this
true.
thing is just meet. Nigeria is not supposed to be like that. Like I said, you're not supposed to use money to buy love. But there's hunger in the land. People need funds to be able to hype you. Cannot come and be hyping you on empty tummy.
So
And you are earning cool cash.
Are you saying Lookman should start giving this?
Yes, not giving too much money. Like Boniface is always gifting people universe on TikTok.
Yeah,
He
even
gives-
on Snapchat, he does
sends
giveaways.
money. These are ways for you to connect with an average Nigerian because they love money and they want money. They need money.
Wow.
You get-
I'm very sure that
So-
somebody's gonna get cooked for this, but like, I mean, it's
For saying that Nigerians want money.
it's the truth. Like some
But it's the
truth is always
in
bitter.
other
but
countries
it's the
they
truth.
don't need money to hype you, but in Nigeria they want to feel that connection. They are converting your money in their head and they are seeing billions and not even one is coming to their side. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's how I feel like Nigerians think. This guy is earning, let's say I don't know how much, but if you convert it, he's turning to 100 million, 200 million, and this bros no fit even dash person small money and you
That's
want me with the hailer.
entitlement,
Of
though.
course they will praise you, congratulations when he won the CAF. Pause, most especially Pause Sports, we hype these players
Yes.
a lot,
Yeah,
even
true.
if it's the negative ones they see. But we actually hype
we
them
do.
a lot. So, and I see Pause, we talk about Ademola Lookman almost every week.
Yeah, we do.
when
We
he-
love Lookman.
Yes,
Yeah, we do.
we do
We're a
reports
big
on
fan of
Shout out
him.
Lookman.
Yeah, so you don't need money to, as like a big brand, you don't need money, but personal distance, that's how people feed.
I don't even think it's money. I just feel like
It's money.
no, like what you're saying, like you don't need money to do whatever. It's just as journalists, you don't need money to start saying,
But
let me
they're not
hire my
journalists.
player.
But
No,
I
no,
don't
that's what I'm
think
saying. I'm not talking about
VDM
them. I'm
ever-
saying as us now. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about us now.
Yeah.
Like we can't even, we don't even expect it. We just like
Yes.
do what we have to do. You have to be credible as a journalist. You have to put out what you think. If I hate you, I mean, I don't hate you, but if you're saying, if you're doing something good, I would say you're doing something good.
Yes.
If I do something that I don't like, and I mean, it's just my opinion. It's not everybody's opinion. I'm just what I think. I would say it doesn't now mean that, oh, because you're giving me money. That's why as journalists, they'll say don't collect money from, don't accept gifts, because I need to stand on my ground and say, I'm sorry, this cannot happen. You're not all that for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay, so what do you
And-
feel is the reason why he's not getting? So he's getting love, but
Yes,
like
of
not.
course.
That hype. There's
the
love, but
influencers are not-
there's love, but for the amount of talent that Lookman has,
Yeah.
the hype is not at that level.
It's Nigerian influencers. What can you say? They hype anything. Number one. Number two, Nigerian influencers. Like before, I used to be this person that used to think because they are influencers, they are brand influencers, they are ambassadors. Whatever that comes out of their mouth is the truth. Because I mean, there are times that I just go out to the market. I'm talking about normal things. I just go
Yeah,
and buy
real
because
life-
I
real life shit.
because I just want to go and buy. I'm like, oh, I heard from this influencer. And when I buy,
Yes.
I'm like, oh my god, this is nonsense.
This is
It's
trash,
hype.
of course.
So exactly. So it's just Nigerian influencers' way. That's how they do. They just come out and say this. Why can't you just? But I get it. You're influencers. You're not journalists. You collect money. You enjoy the money. You do all of that. But maybe they're also friends.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
another player,
but then-
another player that I also want to mention, not just Lookman, but Ola Aino. Ola Aino has had a very phenomenal season. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I've not like it's been a while. We've had defenders have like the kind of season Ola Aino's had with Nottingham Forest, but still, I'm not seeing like Nigerians like hyping him up. Like by now, I expect that we should see tweets linking Ola Aino to big teams, Nigeria. Because I know there was a time when Osimhen like did have a really good season. We started seeing Nigerians linking him to this club, that club.
Yeah.
Every club linked to, nobody argued, nobody bantered. Everybody was really serious. Oh, he's linked to this club. But I'm not seeing that with Olajuwon as well. I don't know why that is, but I don't know what these players have to do.
That's where the money comes in and the connection. I don't think Nigerians are connected to them. Or if they are actually, of course, they come to play for us during the AFCON. People are raving about, because a lot of people. I can't. Let me not lie. I watch Nottingham Forest sometimes when they play big teams. It's not like I sit down to watch their small games. So I didn't really have anything with Olajuwon. Like I did not really see him and say, oh wow.
Yeah.
But when he came to play for the Super Eagles, I started noticing that this guy is actually good. That's before I even took the form back to England. I was like, this guy is actually good though. So I think there should be that connection. Even if it's not money necessarily, go live, add people up, just spark a conversation. People would even rate you more than you are. Of course, I'm not talking about Osimhen is a different case. I don't even think people hype Osimhen as much as they should. But I'm talking about other players. They would even rate you higher than you are just because, they know you or because they find you funny or whatnot.
Another point that we need to read: do these players that we feel are not getting enough hype, do they actually care about the hype? That's another question. Do they really care? Because to me, it comes off as some that they don't really care. They just want to play their football.
I think
that's where exactly that's where the passion is coming. It comes from. Some people, many players, or let's say most of them, let me not say many, and they play football there because they want the money. I know that's why I don't want to say. It's just my opinion, But we see many of them. It's just because I want to leave poverty. I want to leave this wretched country. But like honestly, some people like Ademola Lookman. It's not like they were suffering before. It's not like he was suffering and things that it's playing for the passion. He's happy where he is, and I'm very sure he's not even like worried that they're not hyping me. They're not. He's just happy. Ademola Lookman, I feel, is a big guy. Yeah. I've seen pictures that Davido took with Victor Osimhen, or I think Boniface. Really, I'm sorry, you can't just judge from a picture. Yeah, but there are ways that you see people. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is big on his own. Yeah, he's not. Davido was signed, like he wanted Davido to sign on his jersey. Like he's crazy. Yeah. Like I mean, what am I even saying? Davido wanted Ademola Lookman to sign on his jersey. Like sat down beside him, and it was cute. Like I feel. It's just a big guy on his own, and Atalanta, I mean, Davido is also like, I think there's this connection.
You're right. There's a positive side to having some mystique about you. Like Wizkid, for instance, right? Yeah. Everyone has this idea of Wizkid.
Really?
Like
do you think people have idea? He has come out multiple times to say things that are shocking.
Okay, lad. Can I land?
Okay, sure.
Thank you. So there's a mystique about Wizkid. Reason being, everybody feels like he's in a shell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't come out. Same thing applies to Kendrick Lamar, for instance. So we're doing like a crossover to music now. Like there are people who have this messy, where you don't know what they're doing. They're always like in a shell. So what I'm saying is, Lookman has always appeared like, he's just in a bubble. Exactly. He just plays. Season's over. He doesn't come to Nigeria. He doesn't go to the club. Yeah. I don't think we've seen him popping bottles anywhere. Shopping. True. He's not doing social media antics. Doesn't even tweet. Barely tweets.
Exactly.
So like, it's like Tosin said, it's hard to connect with fans if you want to connect. Now, we're not saying we know whether Lookman cares. Maybe he doesn't care.
Maybe he doesn't care,
But if you want to connect, it's very hard to do it when you don't do the basics, which is like, associating with your fans, tweeting with them. We're not saying become a comedian like some of your Super Eagles teammates.
Your faves.
Shots fired, man. Shots fired, man.
Don't crack jokes because don't crack any jokes because nothing is funny. What we're saying is,
like, really, nothing is funny.
Shots fired, man.
Maybe tweets. Damn. Maybe online or it will be. They always have this Snapchat thing going on.
The In-It Boys.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Funny thing, Nigerians are actually very connected to Iwobi. The first time, I know through JJ Okocha because of JJ Okocha.
Iwobi doesn't care. Iwobi is one person who has that hype and he hasn't really done anything.
I think we kind of accepted him just based off JJ. Just like you said.
And I think he was like the first like foreign player that
So actually,
came back
yeah,
that was
wanted to play for
really,
Nigeria.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
because
So-
I know when he just joined, he was the star player in the
Exactly.
Super
So I don't
Eagles,
think
and lots of people
that
really liked
Lookman
him.
has that thing about him. Like I don't think he wants to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for him, I think maybe it's I'm performing. I'm coming back to Nigeria. I mean, he met the president now. He showed off his.
Yeah, he went
Because
to
I always
present
tell
it
people
to
I
him.
was having a discussion sometime this week about like Lookman, and I was talking to someone about like where he should go and things like that, and he mentioned one random club, and I was like, I feel like you're forgetting that this guy is reigning CAF player of the year. Like it feels like
Afghan best, bro.
he was saying, "Oh, maybe you should go to
don't know.
Newcastle. Maybe you should." And I was like, "I think you're forgetting who we're
You are
talking
talking
about.
about.
We're not
About.
talking about some." So, but that's the thing about like the aura thing that you mentioned earlier. Is Osimhen's aura is so
Wait, it's on
large.
another level, yeah.
Osimhen doesn't have to even win any
Yeah.
awards.
Yeah, true.
But Lookman doesn't have that.
Do you know, I think looking at
know,
Osimhen,
so-
I've noticed something about him too. He's just a likable guy.
He is.
He is.
Yes.
And he's
And also,
cute
I think to
too.
be fair, right? When as a country, if you have someone who is that good, right? Osimhen is so good, right? You know what Osimhen is like in conversations for like best striker, all of those things.
Yes.
If you look at the whole world in general, if you have a player, an athlete, a basketballer, a tennis player, whatever the case may be, who is that good, it's easy for everyone to champion them.
Yeah.
So I think like you can put Osimhen in any conversation and he sticks.
Yeah.
Haaland, Benzema, Lewandowski, whatever the case may be, Osimhen sticks, right? So if you have that and you're like, this is our guy, it's easy for everyone to. I don't think Nigerians have had somebody like that for a while. I can't remember the last time we had
Like a player
A
like
star
who's-
player.
like
that-
who
or
we
star
could-
athlete. Like he's the number one across all sports in Nigeria. I think
who we
he's the
could
number
take-
one athlete.
We can take
yeah.
Osimhen to any conversation
Yes.
and Osimhen sticks. I don't think we've had that for a while. So I
Yeah.
think even though, there might be a little bit of friendship with influencers here and there that Osimhen does, I still feel like as Nigerians, we've really carried Osimhen on our head.
Yes.
As like, this is our guy, this
Our
is the
pride.
person that exactly. Like even if everything is crumbling in the country,
Yeah.
we have one guy that
Yeah,
can
he's still-
match.
Yeah.
making
anybody, yeah,
people
so-
happy and stuff.
And I don't think we feel, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't think we feel that way about Lookman.
Yeah,
but do you
we
know what's
don't.
funny? I want to make an example, like Ekong. I don't think he grew up in Nigeria or
Yeah,
he's,
no.
but you see that, and I don't see him do giveaways. I don't know, he might do it
Nigerians
privately.
He
love
does.
him
He
so
but
does.
much.
He
Nigerians,
does. He does giveaways like
Okay.
jerseys and
Okay,
merch.
so
yeah.
but I don't think it's as much as you talk about Osimhen
Sorry, so
or
what I'm
other
hearing
people
is
or
that
Boniface.
this player should start doing giveaway. That's
No,
what
no,
I'm hearing.
I'm telling you
You don't
now
have
that
to.
Ekong is loved because of the connection he has with fans to some certain
But
extent.
everybody
and he
can't
has
be
this
the
thing
same.
he does. I don't know if it's foundation, one play, this thing he
Yeah,
does
yeah, yeah. He has
every time. So it's not necessarily money, in my own opinion.
Can I ask you a
Just-
question?
yes.
Have you ever considered doing giveaways?
For my fan?
Yeah.
Do I even have so
Yes,
much
you do.
fans?
You have fans. So have you considered doing giveaway for your
Yes,
fans?
of course.
Okay, so there's
And I
there's
interact
power in
with them.
giveaway. That's what you're saying.
No, not just give it. Of course, there's power. If you say, "Oh, I'm going to give you 5,000 to 10 first people that subscribe to my YouTube,"
Do you see everybody
my YouTube-
running?
But I'm saying people love you naturally,
Yeah.
and you tend to. Like, you cannot just come to my page and you, except maybe, okay, like the day we lost, obviously, I did not reply to anybody in that comments because I didn't care. And I know some people were laughing there, but let's leave it for another day. So I try to reply to some people sometimes. Some people can even come to your DM and tell you, say, "Madam, I don't they drop comments since they see my comment to reply to."
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like people just want that. Oh, even though they don't think you've seen them, just having that conversation with you, just coming to your comment section to see that, oh, this guy replied to this person. Oh, this guy is connecting with us. So this person is seeing what we are doing. So I think it's just, and I don't, with what I think David was asking if he needed, I don't think maybe he's that type of person that wants clout or anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think because I don't think he's even up to 1 million followers on Instagram.
it's close.
No,
it's
yeah,
close.
it's close.
To like
It's
980 something.
And he doesn't
You don't-
care. So I
yeah.
think
You
even
don't
the
even
likes of
need
them,
it.
Omeru before, like you were able to connect with them.
Yeah.
All these former Super Eagles,
Mero, Musa.
Chukwueze,
Yeah.
like all these players. And yeah, for the fact that he not grow up in Nigeria and he's not trying to
Yeah.
connect with anybody, yes, that one is still part of
So
the
anyway, I do kind of find it criminal that the best player in Africa doesn't have up to 1 million followers on Instagram. For me, that's like very, 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 very weird, very criminal. It shouldn't be.
But if you
shouldn't
go
be.
to the page, it's dry.
I mean,
So why are you
it doesn't,
following
it
him?
doesn't. I mean, look at Lionel Messi's page; it's like really dry too. But
Okay,
like,
true,
I
true.
mean, but I'm just saying, 1 million shouldn't be too hard. Like he's the best player in Africa. I think I mean, that's the least. Social media could be like 1M at least. As Gyökeres having more followers than Ademola Lookman. What the fuck? Anyway, I want to leave with this one question. Let's conclude with this one question. Everyone has to answer. Are we ever going to see a superstar like Victor Osimhen in Nigerian football? Do you think we're ever going to see not another Osimhen, but a superstar like him? This fame, this talent.
Of course, now
this...
Nigeria is very
very
blessed and they have lots of talented players. If not that, most
Yeah,
of them have
commenting.
to go to different countries to go and struggle. Before you know, age is no longer on your side.
yeah.
But I think that we would, maybe not now. It might be
I mean,
shocking that we
yeah.
just see somebody next.
Just come up.
Yes, yes. But I
Yeah,
think that
true.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
you
it
can't
depends on
really
if the
forever.
person relates to like Victor Osimhen. And like I said, Osimhen is naturally likable. He's one of the
Likeable,
Super
yeah.
Eagles players. You see him and Ekong actually. Like you just see them and you just like them. Not because they are fine, but like
I mean, you can't just even just like that. When did Ademola Lookman start talking to Nigerian?
Yeah.
It's not going to be that easy. And I think even though he doesn't have 1 million followers now,
Yeah.
he will still have, and
he
it's
should.
still is very close to it. And I said you can't have. I mean, not everybody has that time to be doing. I want to post on my Instagram. I want to show you guys my lifestyle. What's
Yeah.
going on with me? No, he doesn't. He probably doesn't like it, and he's
Yeah,
making
very,
his money. He's doing well.
He's very, he's pretty discreet.
Yeah,
Even,
and I
even
like
with
it.
his girlfriend, he protects
Like
her.
it's so to me. I like
Protect
people that
her
like
like
that.
crazy.
Be mysterious, be cute. Not everybody say everything that's happening. What happened?
I think as far as fame, popularity, this is just my opinion though. I don't know what you guys think. I think JJ is probably still like, in terms of like, at least
Nigerian football is definitely
from when I was growing up, I feel like Okocha is still like that guy.
sure.
So I don't even know if Osimhen has hit that level.
No, globally, no, he hasn't.
No, I don't think. But,
He hasn't.
But as far as like the current crop of Super Eagles players, I don't see anybody coming close.
He's
to
pretty
Osimhen.
much
No,
In the
I
next
don't.
5 years or 10 years, you'll see somebody.
Okay, guys, that was a really interesting conversations. Audience, if you're watching this, let us know your thoughts in the comment section when you see this video. That's the much we can take on this episode. I'm so, I'm just chill. Like I like as everyone's just chill. We didn't argue, we didn't differ. It's rare, but it's good. It's good. It's good. Anyways, guys, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, everywhere. Subscribe, please, on YouTube. I keep saying this every
Spotify.
time. When you watch our videos, I know you want to share it, but please make sure you subscribe. You can also like too, yes, but that subscription is, we'd really, really appreciate it.
Right.
From myself, David Ben, and the gang, I'm saying,
See you guys.
Bye.
see you guys. Bye.